Well, the NHL season is just getting underway. PWHL is about to start, but you might have noticed it's a bit harder to tune in.
Loses it. Now Domi's got a breakaway. Two of them in a goalie score!
Complicated broadcasting rights means games are divvied up across multiple platforms, often requiring different subscriptions just to see your favorite team play. Some analysts are saying it's only going to get more complicated from here. So joining us to find out why is Dan Berlin. He's an assistant professor of sport media at Toronto Metropolitan University. Welcome to Your Morning.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So the NHL season started October 8th. PWHL starts November 30th. If you wanted to watch every single NHL and PWHL game this season, what would it take to do that?
Well, I imagine you would have to sort of diversify your options and be able to sort of move to where the proverbial puck has been moving, which is to digital streaming. So, Amazon this year took over the Monday night games over from Sportsnet, and ultimately you would have to have a Prime subscription in order to be able to tune into games involving Canadian teams on Monday nights throughout the season. Now, that's in combination with, of course, Sportsnet already having the national rights and TSN, one of the other players here in Canada, of course, having regional rights. So what you're seeing is just a bit of a shift and a change, and that's really the dynamic that's happening now, Anne-Marie. There is a shift happening from conventional cable, from broadcasting through how, really we've all grown up with what TV looks like, to now being able to recognize there are new players that are sort of changing the game right now. And of course, viewers will have to be able to adapt to go where the games are featuring the teams they want to watch.
And the hope here is that the fans and their money will follow suit. Despite the complications in trying to watch the games, it feels like you need a spreadsheet. You say that these changes that we're seeing in sports broadcasting are actually a good thing. Why is that?
Yeah, I think overall change is inevitable. We know that change is a constant, and it does have the potential to be a good thing. I think ultimately it gives viewers choice. So the idea about being able to watch absolutely everything has really always existed. If you're a sports fan, you can subscribe to a season's pass for a particular sport. We see, Apple TV has taken over the MLS package, and we've seen that now Amazon is entering into the NHL game, much like they already have done by taking over certain games and certain nights in the NFL realm as well. So I think what you'll find is that certainly a younger generation, people who are more accustomed to streaming platforms as sort of the norm, is just being able to adapt rather quickly and easily. And what I also do believe is it's going to sort of drive the viewer experience. We already just got a little glimpse on the first Amazon game on Monday night, where we see that, let's say, Uber Eats is one of the title sponsors. And what we're going to start to see is more integration. In some cases, it could be sports betting that might be driving a particular program or a particular feed of the game. And we might also start to see some integration with Uber Eats. Hey, I'm tuning into the game, and we get a special promo code to be able to watch and take advantage of ways to monetize as well.
What did you think of the streaming service and how they did hockey? I mean, we kind of feel like we own that a little bit here in Canada, but as it diversifies, what do you think of the new offers?
Well, I think, when it comes to producing hockey games, when you look at certainly Sportsnet, who's had the national rights deals for a decade, and certainly TSN, like we're talking best in class in terms of how to produce hockey. I think Amazon came out and said, listen, we want to stay true to the broadcast. Of course, it might not be quite as sharp as what we're accustomed to seeing, but overall, it was still an excellent broadcast. They brought in high-profile people like Mark Messier and others to be able to drive the broadcast and give it credibility as well. And I think they're in it to win it. And we're going to see when that national rights deal expires after next season, that Amazon, without question, is probably going to be a part of NHL in Canada for the long run.
I loved your perspective on this. Thanks so much. Great to have you with us this morning.
Hey, thanks for having me.
If you liked that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.